Brazil is a football powerhouse.
But these kids from a remote part of China are flying some 17,000 kilometers to Rio de Janeiro to take to the pitch against some Brazilian kids in a football match. To find out what it's all about, I traveled to Rongjiang County in southwestern China, where these young players are from.
This small county is known across China for one thing: football.
Rongjiang is popular for live streaming its grassroots amateur football tournaments, celebrated for their authentic, fun, and community-centered spirit. To further cultivate a love for the sport, a Chinese NGO has decided to sponsor 6 primary school students here for a friendly in Brazil this November. Xu Xiangyang is one of them. And there's only one way to find out if he has what it takes.
All right, here's the plan. One of my cameramen is going head-to-head with my little brother Xu here, and I'm going to be the goalie.
训练小孩子第一步身体素质的，我觉得这里的孩子把第一步可以省略，因为他们的身体素质、脚下的力量非常强。
My hands definitely felt that.
马上要去巴西比赛了，你紧张吗？
有点紧张吧。
那你对巴西的足球有了解吗？
可以说球星吗？
啊，
可以说球星。
可以。
理查利松、米利唐、加布里埃尔。哦，我对内马尔在网上刷到他的个人球技，还有突破都很大人突破，还有一脚凌空。
Wow, these kids are training pretty hard. I really hope little brother Xu will have a great time in Rio.
After promising to see each other in Brazil, I flew to Rio ahead of time. I tried to meet some local youth players, particularly in the favelas. These are urban slums that are home to over 16 million Brazilians. Many of the country's biggest superstars came out of neighborhoods like this.
So we've arrived at one of the many favelas in the state of Rio. If you want to find young talents, perhaps this is the place to look.
And of course, this is not an ideal environment for children to grow up in. Many favelas are controlled by drug gangs, leading to frequent shootouts between them and law enforcement, sometimes resulting in collateral damage.
Yet, despite the favela's grim reputation, you can always find a place of pure joy. This is the community football pitch.
These kids are being trained by a local nonprofit founded in 2004 by a former professional player. The program focuses on teaching children aged 6 to 15 the fundamentals of football.
So what is the idea behind the project?
O maior prazer que eu tenho é saber que o projeto Toque Certo ajudou essas famílias a tirar essas crianças do caminho errado ao qual elas estavam. Criança que não tinha sonhos, porque viviam numa comunidade onde não tinha nada para eles fazer.
We went to visit the families of some of the young players.
Nice to meet you.
11-year-old Maria has been practicing for a year.
So who is your favorite player?
Neymar. Eu amo minha família e eu quero ser jogador de futebol para poder ser uma jogadora famosa, ajudar eles aqui em casa.
Teve uma tragédia há pouco tempo, faz 9 meses que a mãe delas faleceu, câncer, mas a gente tenta manter o mesmo ritmo, entendeu? E se é um sonho dela, eu quero que ela conclua o sonho sim.
When you said that you wanted to become a football star to help your family, what did you mean by that?
quero ser uma jogadora de futebol por causa que minha mãe morreu, né? Aí eu sempre falei pra ela que eu ia conseguir um dia um jogador de futebol, tá jogando. E eu sempre quando eu faço os gols, eu aponto assim pro céu pra ela, que é o gol pra ela.
Maria wasn't the only child I spoke to that day who dreamed of becoming a famous football star. The sentiment is often strong and sometimes quite heavy.
Um dia eu posso chegar lá. É o meu potencial. E um dia eu posso chegar lá. Isso só depende de mim.
There's a saying that football and music are the ways out for children from the favelas.
While this sentence sounds aspirational, it does also allude to the challenges and limited opportunities that children here face in building a better life.
This child, Lucas Gabriel, led me to his home, located further up the hills.
That's a lot of stairs.
Typical terrain for many favelas.
We lost him. Oh my God, where is he? There you are.
He is cared for by his single mother, who supports a family of 3 by working at the supermarket.
Às 5 da manhã e volto às 4 da tarde. Então, no período, ele vai para a escola. Agora não tenho tanto medo, mas tinha medo sim de qualquer hora dar um tiro, porque acontecia muito aqui. Agora, graças a Deus, melhorou. Mas não tinha horário para ter tiroteio, entendeu?
This family receives help from the government. Brazil has a welfare program called Bolsa Familia, which provides eligible families with a minimum monthly payment of 600 Brazilian reais, or about $100. Households can receive additional support for children as long as they attend school and are vaccinated.
Para ele também para o transporte, roupa, sapato, chuteira, tudo assim que eu preciso comprar, eu compro com esse dinheiro e com o meu que eu trabalho também.
Brazil initiated the Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty this November at the G20 summit in Rio, where countries are expected to share poverty alleviation strategies. Bolsa Familia is a key component of Brazil's policy model. Over on the other side of the world in China, poverty has also been a challenge for Rongjiang County.
Here's something that's true across the world. It's by breaking free from the cycle of poverty that kids get to have a fulfilling childhood.
Before I left Rongjiang for Brazil, I met Long Tongyi. She's not on the team that's bound for Brazil. Long comes from a low-income family that relies on government assistance. After a chat, she agreed to take us to her home, which is in an old and underprivileged area of the county, to film her family's living conditions.
这是你们家自己建的房子吗？
对，我爸爸自己建的。
自己建的。对。所以你是从出生到现在都住在这里？
对。
哪个是你房间？
这个正中间这个是我房间。
好，那下面呢？
下面是我奶奶的。
你爸妈在家吗？
我爸妈不在家，我妈妈生病在医院，我爸爸这会可能在照顾她吧。
以后想一直踢球吗？
想，如果可以，我想一辈子都踢足球。
你想一辈子都踢足球？
对。
那就以后奥运会就看你了。
After a deeper conversation, I found out that Long's mother has been suffering from lupus, a severe autoimmune disease that ultimately shut down her kidneys.
她现在每天1、3、5都在医院透析，然后我平常都会去照顾她。
练完球那么辛苦，然后学了一天再去照顾妈妈，你会觉得这样的生活很累吗？
不会啊。
为什么呢？
每天和亲人在一起就是很幸福的事情啊。
She's so mature for her age, almost extraordinarily so. So this county, Rongjiang County, is situated in one of the poorest regions of China. This county only lifted its poverty designation in 2020.
Long receives education subsidies and free lunches at school. And her father told us that the government covers most of his wife's dialysis costs, leaving the family to pay only 17 yuan, less than $3 per week for the treatment. China's approach to poverty alleviation often includes infrastructure development. This community in Rongjiang County used to experience yearly flooding until a government project raised the nearby riverbanks. And since Rongjiang went viral for its football live streams in 2023, special grants have been allocated to enhance its football infrastructure.
后面才之后呢，才重新做这个草的。以前那草很容易，有些人有石头，很容易刮伤人的，你滑上过去嘛。
All right, it's November the 18th in Rio. The friendship match is about to start. Very exciting. There they are. 小徐，有，准备好了吗？好，加油。Look at them go. These kids from the remote Chinese county of Rongjiang have come a long way.
我感觉去巴西，每个踢足球的人都想去，对吧？那里是足球的天堂。这里呀，也有点像巴西，这里的小孩子是自由奔放。
感觉他们踢得非常的好，很开心。
开心。
我想好好踢球，然后呢，踢进国家队，再跟巴西的女足国家队再踢一场。
The love of football has brought kids from two opposite ends of the planet closer together. Though their lives are different, some of their challenges are remarkably similar. And while these youngsters took to the pitch for the love of the beautiful game, world leaders gathered in Rio for the G20 summit the very same day. A reminder that the future of our next generation should be a top priority on the global agenda.